African football, African business, African leadership, all of them changed when one man stepped onto the field, a man who revived dead minds and turned them into empires. He is a real game changer in Africa, this great man. From dead minds, he turned them into highly profitable minds. And Mamelodi Sundowns was respected only in Marabastad. He turned it into one of the best soccer teams in Africa that has produced coaches and players who have gone on to conquer North Africa. Now he is changing African football. No one was taking African football seriously before he became the CAF president. There were a lot of corruption scandals in CAF football until former Nigeria Football Federation boss Amaju Pinnick convinced Dr. Patrice Motsepe to contest to become CAF president. He has brought many sponsors to CAF, and African football is very profitable today. Anyone who wants to compete for the CAF title must know he has increased the award prize, and he also increased number of African teams going to the World Cup. His name is Dr. Patrice, the compassionalist Motsepe. Welcome to Peak World. If you're new, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Patrice Motsepe, born 28 January 1962 in Soweto, is a South African billionaire businessman and football administrator. Patrice Motsepe was born to Chief Augustine Butana Chane Motsepe, affectionately known as ABC Motsepe, and Margaret Martha Kanilwe Motsepe, also known as K Motsepe. Today, South Africa's second division league is called the ABC Motsepe League, named after his father, while the biggest schools football tournament in the country is the K Motsepe Schools Championship. In this way, he has honored his parents in sport. His father was a school teacher, businessman, and chief of the Umakau branch of the Tswana people, making Patrice a prince. He grew up in Pretoria. Because of his father's business, he moved from one township to another. They had general dealers, or what is known today as a supermarket, in townships. He was named Patrice after the renowned Democratic Republic of Congo leader Patrice Lumumba. He says his teachers in boarding school tried to change his name to Patrick, as he is an English speaker, but he insisted, saying he was named after a great Pan-African, Patrice Lumumba. His father was very conscious about how bad Bantu education was. He strongly opposed the Bantu Education Act, which provided inferior education for black South Africans. Using his wealth and connections, Augustine successfully enrolled Patrice and his siblings in St. Joseph's Mission School, a Roman Catholic Afrikaans language boarding school in Aliwal North in the Cape Province. Augustine secured his children's admission, a remarkable feat under apartheid's rigid racial classifications. ABC Motsepe, as the chief of the Bagatla Ba Macau, was a respected leader who advocated for his people's rights. In a notable achievement, he led protests against Luca Minerals, a Canadian mining company, to secure royalties for vanadium extracted from tribal land. This incident was a turning point for Motsepe Sr. because his son later became a mining tycoon. Back to Patrice. As a young kid, he used to work at the family business even during school holidays. While other kids were enjoying school holidays, Patrice was working at the business, learning the art of selling and making a profit. He recalls his father used to wake up at 5 a.m. and he would knock off from selling at 12 midnight. That is where he learned hard work, and now it is part of his life. He was also taught that the customer is always right. These are the basics of business. After completing his high school, he went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of Swaziland and a law degree from the University of the Witwatersrand. He joined the law firm of Bowman Gilfillan in 1988 and became a partner in 1993, having worked as a visiting attorney with the American law firm McGuire Woods, Battle & Booth in 1991 to 1992. Mining and innovation. In 1994, Motsepe established Future Mining, a contract mining company that cleaned gold dust from inside mine shafts. In 1997, Motsepe, Nicky Oppenheimer, and Mark Shuttleworth formed Green & Partners, a venture capital firm through which Motsepe established African Rainbow Minerals. The same year, with gold prices at a low, he purchased marginal gold mines from AngloGold under favorable finance terms. AngloGold sold Motsepe 6 gold mine shafts for $7.7 million. Allowing him to repay the debt out of the future earnings of the company now known as African Rainbow Minerals. This were old unprofiting mines. This was a hard time for Motsepe, No one thought he would make it work. Everyone thought he was going to fail. But Patrice proved that he is a real game changer and rule breaker by his innovative skills. He was running his business from his briefcase and the boot of his car because he couldn't afford fancy offices, and that allowed him to make a profit. This was repeated in a string of deals, and Motsepe set up a firm to begin buying the operating mines that would become the source of his wealth. Motsepe pioneered a system where miners' remuneration combined wages with a profit-sharing bonus. He subsequently acquired several low-yield mine shafts and turned each into profitable enterprises. In 2002, chief executives of the top 100 companies in South Africa named Motsepe the country's best entrepreneur, and Ernst & Young awarded him Business Leader of the Year. He is president of Business Unity South Africa and the National Federated Chamber of Commerce, and vice president of the South African Chamber of Mines. He also actively participates in international business forums, including the World Economic Forum at Davos and its sub-forums in Africa. By this time, Patrice Motsepe was respected in business circles and by professionals because of his achievements, but ordinary people on the ground knew less about him until he took the next step of buying a soccer team. In 2003, Motsepe purchased 51% of Mamelodi Sundowns FC, who play in the South African Premiership. He purchased the remaining 49% in 2004. This was a time when players were paid good salaries and he was buying good players. In 2004, Motsepe signed Peter Ndlovu, who at that time was believed to be earning 120,000 rand a month in salary. In today's value, 120,000 rand a month. It is 362,099.13 rand. He signed Kaizer Chiefs legend Brian Baloyi, and people were doubting him, saying he wouldn't make it in football and that money doesn't buy football success, forgetting Motsepe had previously bought dead mines and made billions of rands from them. He signed different coaches from all over the world, from Argentinian Angel Kappa, with less success. They hired co-coaches, former Bafana African Cup of Nation winning captain Neil Tovey, and now Tanzania national team coach Miguel Gamondi were at Sundowns. After that, Gordon Igasund came and played beautiful football with great players like Surprise Mariri and Jose Torrealba, just to name a few. After that, Dr. Patrice Motsepe kept on changing and looking for the best in the world. He once hired former Ballon d'Or winner Hristo Stoichkov, but still there was no success until he hired Pitso Mosimane. They made history by winning the 2016 CAF Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns after defeating Egypt's Zamalek 3-1 on aggregate, making them the second South African side to win it after Orlando Pirates in 1995. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns is a respected team in Africa because of the visionary leadership of Dr. Motsepe. Today, Motsepe also holds a stake in the rugby team, the Blue Bulls, one of the best rugby teams. This man was headhunted by FA presidents to convince him to contest for the Confederation of African Football president position. On the 12th of March, 2021, he began his 4-year term after being elected unopposed by the member associations of CAF. After occupying this position, he brought many sponsors to African football, increased the African Cup of Nation prize money by 40%, and increased the CAF Champions League money by 60%. Now, teams are no longer just playing for passion. There is serious money because of Dr. Patrice Motsepe's leadership. He introduced the African Football League with more money. This man wanted to serve one term only, but sponsors were saying if he leaves, they will leave with him. He was forced to stay to ensure proper succession. On March 12, 2025, Patrice Motsepe was re-elected president of the Confederation of African Football during the 14th Extraordinary General Assembly of CAF. He is also deputy president of FIFA. He donates all his salary to CAF to improve the salaries of his staff so that the staff can be motivated. His son, Tlhopie Motsepe, took over as Mamelodi Sundowns' new chairman after he became the new president of CAF. Since his son took over Mamelodi Sundowns, we have never seen any scandal, showing he is not just a good businessman, but he is a good father to his sons. Today, Patrice Motsepe has businesses in mining via African Rainbow Minerals, ARM, and Harmony Gold, with operations in Africa, Australia, and Papua New Guinea. In telecommunications, he has the RAIN network. He also has interests in financial services through African Rainbow Capital, where he has a stake in Time Bank and Sanlam. His businesses are not just in Africa, they are all over the world. Many people think his business success came only because of Black Economic Empowerment, BE, in South Africa. But that isn't the full truth, as this man was successful before broad-based Black Economic Empowerment, BBBEE, was introduced. Fun fact, in 2007, American rapper 50 Cent visited South Africa and met with Patrice Motsepe. Patrice took 50 Cent on a cross-country trip in his private jet and gave him a lengthy lecture on business and personal branding. From that time on, 50 Cent started to brand himself as a businessman rather than a gangster rapper. Dr. Patrice is married to Precious Motsepe, a physician and currently a philanthropist and businesswoman. In 2019, she was elected Chancellor of the University of Cape Town. Dr. Precious is a great woman with great wisdom. Dr. Patrice Motsepe is brother to businesswoman Bridget Motsepe-Radebe, who is the wife of former minister in the presidency and current ANC KwaZulu-Natal convener, Jeff Radebe, and younger brother of South Africa's First Lady, Dr. Tshepo Motsepe, the wife of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. There are rumors that he might be the next South African president via the African National Congress, or he might try to go independent. Either way, I think it will be good. In October 2014, Motsepe donated $1 million to the Ebola Fund in the Republic of Guinea to aid the West African country's efforts to curb the deadly Ebola virus that affected a number of West African countries, including Liberia and Sierra Leone. In 1999, Motsepe and his wife established the Motsepe Foundation, which funds and supports educational, religious, and healthcare projects that combat poverty and improve the socio-economic conditions of the poor, unemployed, and marginalized communities. Patrice Motsepe and his companies donated 1 billion rand to fight the coronavirus pandemic in South Africa. Do you think he would be a good South African president, or do you think he would fail? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Peak World content.